Hi everybody! In this video, I'm going to show you how to look at feedback on an assignment that's you've already turned in and that's been graded. So in this class and in your learning throughout school, it's really important that you take responsibility for your learning. So just because something's turned in doesn't mean it's always finished, especially in this class. You have to get a 3 in order to move on. So if you're not fully understanding something, that's what the teacher is here for. So I'm going to try to help give you a little direction. That way you understand it all the way and you really are ready to move on and you're ready for high school and all of that. So let's get started. I want to point out one thing before I show you in Schoology. So whenever you complete a mastery check, if it's going to be graded with a rubric, you will see that rubric down here. So you should have already seen this and you should know what you have to do in order to get a 3 and what you need to do if you're able to get a 4. So always look at this before you start doing the mastery check. That way you know how you're going to be graded. All right, so now you've already submitted this lesson. So this mastery check, so where do you look at it once I've graded it? You'll click on grades and then you're going to find that assignment. It was part of Unit 0, but it was a reading standard because I was testing your ability, checking your skills, your reading skills. Were you able to read and make connections and write a response based on the reading that you did? So this is where it's at. Just look for it. You know how it's titled based on our unit and our lesson. So click it, should open up. Now you can see your overall score here, but I want you to look more closely at the breakdown of your score. So this is my race response. I just copied the one from the lesson, but it changed a bit. So I didn't answer this question, but this is my race response. And I want you to look at how your score breaks down according to the rubric. So you just click on this little square right there. And we have all the same components on the rubric. It just sets up a little differently here on Schoology. But you have the same thing, RACE, and then grammar and understanding. So for the R, I got a 2 instead of a 3, and I can see a comment. It says, make sure you always add the title of the story. Okay, I did forget to do that, so I'm going to have to redo this answer because I got a 2, and I'll make sure I do that there. This I got a 3 on. I did really good with answering the question. And I got a 3 here for citing evidence. I did a good job. For explain, I got a 2, and I can look at my teacher's comment. Here your explain almost says word for word what your answer says. So you need to explain how this piece of evidence is proof of the narrative changing throughout the story. All right, so just make sure you're explaining a little bit more than repeating yourself. And these grammar and understanding, I got a 3. So I'm going to close this. That's how you check your score. Now you're going to have to redo if you get less than a 3. So you're going to redo this attempt, keeping in mind the feedback that you saw on just on those two. So in the R, restate, I forgot the title, and in the explain, I need to add a little bit more and make sure I'm not repeating myself. So that is part of checking your graded work on Schoology, so you know how to do it, where to find it, and specifically where to look at the rubric. So once you do that, you're going to do a new attempt and submit it, and it should be better from there. And if not, we'll just continue, and I'm always here to help you. But again, part of being a responsible learner is looking at your grade and looking how you're being graded and always trying to improve.